Is daily bathing really our ally after the age of 70? Have you ever stopped to think that the habit of taking a shower every day, so ingrained in our routines, might stop being an ally as we age? We have been taught throughout our lives that daily hygiene is a sign of health and care, but after the age of 70, this practice can hide silent risks. The skin changes, the body becomes more fragile, and what was once a preventative attitude can turn into a disguised threat. But before we dive into this very important topic, take advantage and click the like button. This helps YouTube show this content to more people who need this information. And of course, if you're not already subscribed, subscribe and activate the bell. Here, you learn to live better with each video. As we age, the need to rethink. The frequency of baths becomes urgent. Each hot, prolonged shower not only removes dirt, but also attacks an already naturally weakened system. The tradition of daily bathing, so common and even comforting, may actually be accelerating health problems that could easily be avoided with a new approach. And it is exactly this transformation of perspective that we will talk about throughout this video. Get ready to break old habits and discover that for seniors, less can be much more. Stay with me, because we'll reveal practical tips for maintaining health without giving up the feeling of freshness. The hard truth about how aging changes our skin as we age. Our skin, our largest organ, undergoes profound changes that rarely get the attention they deserve. The outer layer becomes thinner, loses its elasticity, and the natural production of oils, which previously protected us, decreases drastically. The result is dry, fragile skin that is much more susceptible to cracking, irritation, and infections. Studies from renowned universities such as Pittsburgh and California have proven that after the age of 70, the skin suffers a significant reduction in collagen, elastin, and sebaceous gland activity. Every hot shower, every use of aggressive soap acts like an invisible enemy, further destroying this natural protective barrier. The feeling of freshness that a bath brings may only be momentary, masking the real damage that remains on the skin. Understanding these changes is essential to breaking the more showers, the better health cycle. In fact, what the body needs is less aggression and more respect for its new needs. In the next topic, you will understand why reducing the frequency of bathing is not only safe, it is recommended. Why taking fewer showers can save your health. In old age, if for young people daily bathing is seen as indispensable, for the elderly it can be a trap. Each time an elderly person's fragile skin is exposed to hot water and traditional soaps, it loses even more of the essential oils that keep it healthy. This loss paves the way for cracks, infections, and inflammation that can trigger much more serious health problems. One of the greatest dangers is infection through small cracks in the skin, often imperceptible to the naked eye. These cracks can be open doors for bacteria such as Staphylococcus aureus, which, in an organism with lower immunity, can develop into serious infections, including septicemia. Fewer baths does not mean abandoning hygiene, but rather respecting the physiology of the elderly body. By adopting a more spaced-out bath routine, with localized cleaning in critical areas such as armpits, feet, and the intimate area, it is possible to preserve the skin's natural protection and drastically reduce the risk of complications. Less baths, more health, a concept that may seem strange at first glance, but it saves lives. Bathroom. The most dangerous place in the home for the elderly, the bathroom is, for many elderly people, a dangerous trap disguised as a family environment. The combination of wet floors, smooth surfaces, and limited movement creates a perfect scenario for falls, one of the main causes of hospitalizations and loss of autonomy among those over 70 years old. Data from the CDC shows that more than 25% of seniors fall annually, and many of these accidents occur in the bathroom, especially during or after showering. The daily routine of balancing to get into the bathtub, getting up to rinse or bending over to pick up the soap, exposes the weakened body to unnecessary risks. A slip, which for a young person would be just a scare, could mean serious fractures, head injuries, or even the definitive loss of independence. Rethinking the frequency of bathing, using safer alternatives such as cleaning in parts with damp towels, is a strategic decision to preserve life. After all, Safety comes before tradition. The body's incredible ability to clean itself and how to respect it. Behind the simple appearance of our skin, there is a true natural protective ecosystem that operates 24 hours a day. The skin microbiome, made up of trillions of beneficial microorganisms. It works to prevent harmful bacteria from causing infections, as well as aiding in moisture balance and cell regeneration. When we bathe excessively, we wash away not only dirt, but also these invisible allies. Elderly skin, which is already fragile, loses even more of this natural defense. By allowing the body to carry out part of the cleaning work through cell renewal and the action of beneficial microorganisms, we respect its natural functioning, preserving the integrity of the skin. Reducing the frequency of baths is not negligence. On the contrary, it means trusting the body's wisdom, understanding its signals, and protecting it from unnecessary aggression. Less water, less soap, more balance and health for the skin. How much is enough? The ideal frequency of baths, according to experts, after decades of believing that bathing every day is essential. Experts in geriatrics and dermatology show a different reality for those over 70. Recent research, including guidelines from the American Academy of Dermatology, indicate that for most elderly people, bathing once or twice a week is enough to maintain hygiene and skin health. This reduced frequency protects the skin's natural barrier, which is already more fragile and less oily as the years go by. Furthermore, it allows the skin's microbiome, that army of protective microorganisms, to remain active and balanced. Each extra bath would be, in this context, an unnecessary aggression, breaking this vital balance. It is worth remembering this recommendation is a general basis. The ideal routine may vary depending on the level of physical activity, medical conditions, and even the climate where the person lives. The important thing is to understand that fewer baths can mean more health, more comfort, and a better quality of life for those who have already gained so many decades of wisdom. When bathing is exhausting, the hidden impact on the energy of the elderly. What was once a quick and automatic activity, over the years can become an exhausting marathon. For many seniors, the act of bathing demands balance, muscular strength, and cardiovascular endurance, 3 skills that naturally decline with age, and each shower can mean wasting precious energy that is needed for the rest of the day. Problems such as dizziness, shortness of breath, joint pain, and extreme fatigue after bathing are much more common than you might think. A simple hygiene task can take away the mood for much more important and pleasurable activities, such as walks, conversations with family, or leisure activities that keep the elderly person active and happy. By reducing the frequency of baths and adapting the routine to be less demanding, such as using shower chairs or performing localized hygiene, it is possible to preserve this vital energy. Thus, the bath stops being a silent threat and returns to being a moment of comfort and care. Hygiene beyond water. Practical strategies to stay clean and healthy. Anyone who thinks that reducing the frequency of bathing means giving up hygiene is mistaken. There are practical, efficient, and extremely safe ways to keep your body clean without having to face the risk of taking a shower or bath every day. The secret is to adopt an intelligent and targeted approach. The use of moistened towels, specifically for the elderly, washing hands several times a day, brushing teeth, using deodorants, and regularly changing clothes are habits that guarantee cleanliness and freshness without overloading the body. Washing your face, armpits, intimate area, and feet is enough on most days to keep your hygiene up to date. These strategies respect the body's new rhythm and protect the elderly from the invisible dangers that excessive bathing can bring. Intelligent hygiene is not about doing more, it is about doing better, and above all, in a safe way. Less baths, more quality of life. How this choice changes everything. The decision to reduce the number of baths in old age is not just a matter of practicality, but a silent revolution in favor of quality of life. Fewer showers mean less risk of falls, less dry skin, fewer infections, and more energy for the things that really matter. By prioritizing safety and well-being, it is possible to observe profound changes. more peaceful night's sleep without the itching of dry skin, lighter days without the fatigue caused by the effort of bathing, and more time and willingness for moments of joy and coexistence. Small changes in habits can have huge impacts on an elderly person's life. Quality of life after the age of 70 does not come from following rigid standards, but from adapting the routine to the body's real needs. And sometimes that simply means listening to what he has to say and giving him the rest he deserves. Redefining what it means to be clean, the new paradigm of hygiene in old age. True cleanliness, especially in old age, goes far beyond water and soap. Being clean means feeling comfortable, protected and healthy, without exposing yourself to unnecessary risks. This new definition of hygiene breaks with outdated standards and places care and wisdom above the repetition of old habits. Today, we know that it is possible to be perfectly clean by only washing critical areas of the body, changing clothes regularly, keeping your oral health up to date, and taking care of your hands, the main vector for transmitting germs. All of this without the need for daily baths that wear out and weaken the body. This new paradigm frees the elderly from an obligation that often becomes a burden, restoring autonomy, dignity, and security. And above all, it reinforces a fundamental truth. Hygiene is about respect for the body, health, and the unique moment in life that is old age. If this video helped you or opened your eyes to something new, don't forget to leave a like. It's very important for us to continue bringing content that really makes a difference, and take the opportunity to sign up and activate the bell so you don't miss any tips that can transform your quality of life.